Just better make it fast. I'm gone by sundown. Alright, you wanna say it, you better say it. Up, down, spin around, I'm the sheriff of the sound. I wanna play it, the other favorite. Wild West, whiskey, ginger, blacked out. Alright. For me, I gotta disappear. I gotta Cadillac and Bonnie riding shotgun. I'm gonna run for it. I'm gonna lace it up. They're gonna eat my dust. They're gonna eat my dust. You wanna say it? You better say it. Up, down, spin around. I'm the sheriff of the sound. I wanna play it. The other favorite. Wild West, whiskey, ginger, blacked out. And the rhythm of your heart as it breaks right down. Still I hear it sometimes, it's beating out loud. There's still a lot to say, just spit it right out, and you will hear sounds. She said she wants more from me. I gave her every damn piece of me. I wanna leave this whole thing, just give up and surrender.
Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, I'm your host Danny. Juice is here down there, but his video is not working, so I don't want to make it awkward with putting a no video up. How you doing today, Juice?
Hello, I'm here from the beyond. Um, yeah, no, my laptop camera is not agreeing with me. I am here. I will be here the entire time with crystal clear audio. Um, so yes, hello. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
all right. Well, hopefully you guys don't mind just looking at me all night. Hopefully it won't be that big of a deal. Fingers crossed. But we are going to do the show as we have been doing the last few Thursdays. So,
You can hear me, right? You didn't say anything back.
yes, I can hear you. I was trying to hear if I could hear us
Okay,
on my phone just to make sure it was working.
okay,
But
that's fine. You said nothing back. I was like, oh
I
great,
apologize.
that's fine. Hello.
So we have, as always, before we start, some housekeeping on the side in the chat. You guys will see. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. We are at 5, which is pretty good, but we want to get to at least 10 just to start getting some actual numbers in, please.
Yeah,
If you have Amazon,
10.
go ahead. What were you saying?
I was like, yeah, Ty Dillinger, 10.
Perfect 10. If you have Amazon Prime on the side, this way on the side here is how you can sign up with Amazon Prime for free. So just please use your Amazon Prime account. We would be so grateful for it. And thank you, as always, to Accept the Wind for their music as you guys hear it when we go on breaks and before and after our show starts. And thank you, as always, to Jay DeFalco for our little transitional video that he's helped us come. So it's been pretty good,
Yeah,
but we need more
that's their
money. We
names.
need more help.
More monies, please. We need to buy baby teeth for Danhausen to keep him
I
happy.
I miss Danhausen, man.
Please
I
don't.
can't wait for him to come back if he ever comes back.
In a year now.
All right, so
Yeah,
ready to
let's do
start?
this. Yeah, let's go. So for those of you that have not been joining us here on the Thursday editions, here on Thursday we only talk about the week that was in wrestling between AEW and WWE, and yeah, so we're gonna get started here. We have 3 minutes on the clock for each topic. Sometimes we do go over, but we try and keep it tight.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, starting off, I want to talk a little bit about the Vendetta. Little disappointed in the reveal, so to speak, in kind of the lane that the Vendetta has been put into. I don't know if you saw the promo. I'm pretty sure it was on Rampage, maybe Collision. Um, but they pretty much put themselves in that lane of like the Hardy family office and the Butcher and the Blade and like, oh, we're the mid card hired guns for money heels that can be a threat in the way of the baby faces. And just like the whole promo gave me that energy. Maybe I'm off base, but like listen, I'm not a Deanna or Taya fan at all, but like if you're gonna build and grow a new stable, it just feels lazy to see it like be the female version of something you've done numerous times with the men already. So
100%.
I don't know.
No, I agree with you 100%. I think it's the same kind of. I think it's the same kind of feeling where it's just like it's been there, done that, and like at least do a different twist on it. I don't know. I agree with you. It just seems like a recycled thing, and they were hoping like we wouldn't notice, but we did. So I just hope they do it well, I guess.
I don't think they're gonna. I think it's just gonna keep him busy, and they're gonna be like a Lance Archer or one of those like fill in the blank to give a heel threat that won't really go anywhere. And I was kind of hoping they were gonna end up going against Hater next, but it looks like they're going in a different direction, which we'll get to in a little bit.
Yep. No, I agree with
But
you.
that's all I got there. Unless you have anything else.
Nope. No, that's it.
All right. So this one, I mean, let's talk about MJF, Adam Cole, and Roderick Strong. The whole storyline going on there.
I'm
Um,
confused.
I'm not confused, but I just had a few things I wanted to bring up first, and then we can dive into anything else. I was really annoyed that on Collision they showed the Dynamite graphic for Strong's third match before the second match had even happened. That really bugged me because the whole point is first to win 3 matches, and obviously there could have been a match 4, but whatever. But I thought it had to be you win 3 in a row. So it's like, why even show me match 3 when match 2 hasn't even happened yet? Why not give me the suspension of belief that he could have lost match 2? That's all. That's just a little nitpick of mine. I didn't like.
No, for sure,
Um,
and they've been doing that a lot with, and I've noticed that with the announcements and stuff, where they've been announcing matches like before they're technically official. They even did, and we'll get it with in a second, but they even did with the Mina match. Like as the promo was going, they announced it before they even
yeah.
accepted. It was so strange. So yeah, no, I agree. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah. Another thing I'm not really crazy about. I mean, it's not new in wrestling, but I really didn't like the pre-tape reactions for MJF they've been using for the last like month. They're clearly not filmed like in real time. They don't even look like they're filmed at the same time. And we're supposed to believe that he's just sitting in this little mansion room the whole time. I don't like them personally. They don't flow well with the show and what they're doing.
It
That's just my
doesn't look
opinion.
authentic. I agree 100%. It looks kind of like cheap. It's weird that there's just a camera just sitting there. He doesn't even say anything. It's just sitting there waiting for a reaction, and it only shows one reaction. At least show like more reactions throughout the night of different stuff. I don't know. It just seems very just
Uh,
thrown in there just to make him on screen.
yeah, I don't even mind him like being like I don't even mind him being in the room and reacting. It's just the camera itself. Like it looks pre-taped. I think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all. If it was shot like it was actually live, I'd buy it more and be fine with it. Yeah, it's shot with a different camera than production camera, so it's looking different. Yeah. No, and again, they've done this before. They did it with Christian Cage once or twice, so they've done it before in all of wrestling. So whatever. My last note I wanted to bring up. It looks like they patched him up really quick, but it looks like Roddy got gashed up pretty nasty on his arm during that match with Lance Archer, which was fun. Ended a little quick, but I still liked it. But yeah, his whole arm was gashed up. If you go back and watch it after, he had a pretty like look at a deep cut.
No,
So I think they bandaged him
I
up
noticed
later
that.
on.
I noticed that after because I noticed the bandage, but I didn't realize he got cut until I noticed the bandage.
Yeah, yeah. And then with a few seconds left, really quick, I just want to bring up Kyle O'Reilly coming out. I like what's going on there. They're teasing it, playing with it. I still think this leads to Cole getting turned on by Strong and Bennett, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like that little twist in that, and that they could kind of restart that, and everyone's teasing the Undisputed Era kind of thing. It was fun,
Yeah.
really, really fun. I like
All
that
right.
segment a lot.
Yeah. So next point, we got Mariah May, Anna Jay, and Mina Shirakawa going on right now. A little storyline there. So my note is I feel like Mariah and Anna should have been on Full Gear. I know they're probably going to go with Mariah and Mina at Full Gear, and some would argue, oh, it wasn't really built well. It's been built well over time, so it will be a good, fair payoff. But I still would have done the blow off to Mariah and Anna at Full Gear, and then you could have done Mina at World's End. But we'll see how things progress. Maybe things will change over the years and over the month, and Tony will come back. But yeah, that was just a head scratcher to me. And bonus points to the Mina Shirakawa Harley Cameron segment. I know you weren't probably a fan of it, but big fan in this house. Major points to both of them.
I'll
A plus
face
plus.
you Saturday. I'll see you Saturday.
It's may the breast women win.
It was hilarious. It was a little bit of a throwback, but like they chose to do it, and that falls into their character too. So I really didn't mind it. I thought it was a lot of fun. And
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time either I've done it. So
yeah, and I really agree with the whole Mariah May and that thing where I think the wrong matchup is happening, but I guess they're nervous that not everyone knew too much about the Mariah Mina matchup, even though they've really shown it very well. So I don't know why they would think that would be confusing or anything. But like I really thought that was gonna be the match of Full Gear. The Full Gear card's looking pretty good in my opinion, but I was hoping that would be the match. Even though NJ, the comeback and everything, I get why they're doing it, but give her a little more time because like when you rush someone who's from a comeback that quick into a title match, you kind of know they're not winning. If you give her like
come on,
another
Anna.
month, then you kind of can say, oh, like maybe she has a better chance or whatever. But yeah,
Well, I'll forgive it only because it seems pretty obvious that the plan was for Mariah and Willow, but the concussion sidelined Willow. So I think this Anna Jay thing kind of got pushed up. So
that's
I'm
fair.
fine with it. I don't hate it being moved up. I think it's a good story for Anna, but I would have stretch it out a little longer, let the payoff happen in the pay-per-view. And my
Yeah.
last note about the pay-per-view, not these three wrestlers, but the pay-per-view itself, I only know with Full Gear, my usual complaint is it's a lot of singles matches. I think there's only one like multi-person match, and I'm not really a fan of like pay-per-view cards when it's like, look at all these one-on-ones. Like, give me a little variety. I always want a few tag, a little triple, something just to mix it up. And right now, it just looks like a lot of one-on-ones, and that's boring to me usually.
Especially when you have 13 matches, like you can afford a couple more tag team or triple trios or whatever you have. I agree.
Yep. All right. So the next point. So for those of you that did not watch Collision,
Hold on,
or pay attention during Collision,
I was gonna say because you called me out on Tuesday, and I know what happened because I
didn't see it.
rewatched Collision. I rewatched because I stream it. I don't watch it live because I don't have cable, so I stream it. And it didn't show up on my stream. I had to actually go on Bleacher Report and then watch the video on Bleacher Report and like see where it fell. It was very strange, but sometimes like the stream cuts stuff off. I don't know why. But I saw the one on Dynamite, which was just as good as Collision. I'm very excited. I really like the way they're doing it.
A likely story. Well, I'm glad she's coming back. I'm curious if her character's going to be or look any different. I don't know if that was the window into her being able to flip back and forth between the characters. I really hope she does show up with a bow and arrow from now on and actually shoot somebody with it. That'd be dope. Like, let's get some actual like assault going on these programs for a change. Granted, Neil did run over Chris Statlander last week, so I guess we're on a good track.
As I say, you're getting your wish a little bit more and more each day.
Yeah, give me I want death. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Julia Hart coming back, and I mean, it's not one of my favorites or anything, but any sort of new talent coming back into the fold just beefs up the division even more. And yeah, we'll see how her character develops, if anything, or she just goes back to filling that role. But that's all I got on Julia Hart. I don't know about you.
I mean, the reason I really like Julia Hart and the reason I'm really excited for her to come back is just because, you know me, I'm a stable guy, and I do think she adds a different layer to the House of Black stable, so that's why I do enjoy it. And it looks like now she's going to be doing, like you said, this back and forth character thing where she's going to be struggling whether she wants to go back to them or not, and that's going to be awesome if they do the storytelling right. So I really hope they do it well, and, you know, they let all of them kind of get their insight in there.
Yeah, I do think something's coming with them. I mean, just with the way they're all being involved lately, and Brody calling her and not Malachi. So I feel like something's brewing. I'm looking forward to that.
I feel like it's always Brody and her have always had like a more special connection than the rest of them.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true. I was thinking that too, but still, you just assume House of Black, Malachi Black is the leader, but I digress.
For sure.
All right, now on to the Death Riders. I have a few things I want to talk about with them. Speaking of too soon matches or wasted matches in their spots, I do think the Death Riders versus the Conglomeration on Collision was a wasted opportunity. I think they did it way too soon. That match that deserved build up. To do it on a pre-taped Collision, not smart. I don't get it. Like, that should have been one. You could have done that match at Full Gear. Granted, we don't know what Full Gear is looking like yet.
100%, especially because of the way you can build up with it. Like you said, you can do so many different matches on the build up to Full Gear without having any of the opponents face each other. Really, it's just there on a silver platter for them, and I just don't understand why they did it so quickly.
It's just you want to think of you want to think about which trios can currently beat them and have a chance. That's the one where you're like, oh damn, they could actually win it. Like, you give them Top Flight, Dark Order. No offense, but I don't see them beating them right now. So like, they're smart to give early, but you save the Conglomeration for like whatever, a pay-per-view.
I would have done Dark Order on Collision. I would like they've been the first ones. They've been getting their ass kicked a bunch. Let them get the first shot.
They've already fought him. They already did it.
Oh, that's fair. But I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's my point. They already did those matches. So I don't know. Just that's a little nitpick of mine. The match was great as expected, but I just thought it was a bad spot, wrong time. I loved Wheeler Yuta on last night on Dynamite going, "I'm no one's pawn. I'm nobody's pawn," and Claudio immediately just going, "Shut up." And then Yuta shutting up. That was perfect. That made me laugh. That popped me big time.
No, and that whole promo was real good with it. And him even being left behind, like when they ran away and stuff, and him being left behind
Yep.
and like wondering what happened
Yep.
to him. Perfect like addition to like I'm no one's pawn. They're leaving without Yuta. Like where the hell is this guy?
Yeah, the whole thing was great. And my last note is something I wanted to bring up. I don't think this has been there since the start. It's new. I don't know if you're gonna get it because I'm not sure how musically like inclined you are with like hearing certain things. I don't know if any of our viewers have caught this or think it as well. The opening riff to Mox's theme now and the Death Riders theme now. If you go and listen to it, it sounds exactly like the hook for the theme for the movie The Shining. So that's really all I got. I mean, like the da da da
Oh yeah, I
da.
didn't even think about
Like,
that.
so it's got to be by design or
That's
intentional.
funny.
I don't know if it's got a deeper meaning, but again, just give it a listen, and it sounds just like The Shining, the beginning of that theme. So for those of you listening at home, if you agree, let me know in the comments or on our socials, which you can find at our link tree down below. You can find our Twitter, our YouTube, and we also have a Facebook as well, which is not on there, but you can come find us on there. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
that's all I got on Death Riders. So now, this next one, I wasn't even going to put it on the list, man. It wasn't even a bullet point. But as the day went on today, I started thinking, I got to get it off my chest, man. Like, I know I don't like Britt Baker, and I've tried over and over again to give her chances. But man, what she did post match last night was freaking lame. I don't know if you saw it or
It
heard it
was
or caught it, but like Serena Deeb comes out and she's standing there taunting Britt because they were the last ones to fight off before
yeah,
Britt got hurt. So clearly that's going to be the program for the next few weeks.
and she looked
And
good.
Britt,
Like Serena Deeb
yeah,
looked good coming out there. By the way, I haven't seen her. I feel like I
yeah.
haven't seen her in like I don't know when's the last time she's been on TV, but I haven't seen her in a little bit. She looked great.
She was on a few months ago. She did the stuff with
That's what I'm saying. It's
Britt,
been a
and then
while, right?
yeah, yeah. So either way, so Deeb comes out. They're resetting the Deeb and Britt story. Fine. Britt's supposed to be the baby face, and Britt is instantly just going repeatedly to the camera and Serena. Nobody cares.
Yep.
Nobody cares.
Just so
Nobody
annoying.
cares. And it's like, I forget who said it. I wish I looked it up before the show, but someone said it once in like a wrestling interview. Some legend, maybe like Taker or someone, I don't know. But it's true. The second you tell your audience nobody cares or we don't care, or like, why should I care? Like, the fan's not going to care now. The viewer isn't going to care.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't care, then I don't care to see you beat her or her beat you. Like, you kill the whole rhythm of your feud and like purpose now. So that was really annoying.
But she
And, like,
continuously does that, and that's the problem. And she thinks it's like I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I'm assuming, but I don't know if she thinks it's like more real, so it adds to the story, or she legit just doesn't care and is like in business for herself. Either way, it looks terrible.
She's got no sense of character since day one. Like, there's no baby face or heel. It's just Brit, and it's so annoying. Like, pick your lane and be that version. But like, no one's teaching her. Is she not listening? Like, don't do these things because now I don't care to see Deeb versus Brit.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be even though I knew from the start Brit was gonna come out of this as the winner. Like, Jesus, it's so frustrating, man. I really didn't want to bring it up.
Very
annoying. I was so annoyed.
Very stupid.
So whatever. That's all I got on Brit. These next two are also kind of short. I mean, if we elaborate, so be it. But my point about Kyle Fletcher with the segment last time from Will Ospreay, yet again from Tony Khan and AEW, more Ring of Honor erasure and just no acknowledgement or love for Ring of Honor, because you do that segment and Will Ospreay's like, since you went out on your own, what have you done? Like, what have you accomplished? You've done nothing. You haven't accomplished anything on your own. And it's like, yo, he was Ring of Honor TV champion for like 6 months. And like, that's something. Like, I'm sorry, but like, he defended it, I'm pretty sure, at least once on AEW TV too. But he was a singles champion for 6 months with the Callis family. So that whole
matter.
You accomplished nothing. It means nothing. Like, bull. I'm sorry. That just pisses me off even more. It's like Ring of Honor should matter. It's your own system. So whatever. Jay says it's clear she has Jericho like full autonomy in AEW. It's a shame with direction. She could be better, but ego prevails. That's regarding Britt Baker. Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that.
It's
That makes a lot of sense.
really unfortunate. But yeah, that's all I had on Fletcher. I just had to get it out off my chest. I don't know if you have anything you want to add about that segment, but
No, I mean, I just the overall segment I thought was really good. I think the match is gonna be great. That's about it. Nothing crazy.
yeah, the match will be fine. I was just annoyed at the slight about the Ring of Honor title history, but whatever. Last point, also pretty short. Just that crowd last night sucked.
It did.
They weren't.
It really did.
They weren't. They weren't very loud or active throughout, and I did find it funny that Swerve said the wrong town. He said Stamford, and they were in Bridgeport. But it sucks. The whole crowd booed Swerve, and then from that point, like killed the rest of the segment because they were just chanting, "We're from Bridgeport," clap, 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 and it's like just annoying, very annoying. They killed the whole segment. Very unfortunate. They tried to get it back and get the heat. I was just bored at that point, I guess, or into themselves. But I guess that's what you get for going to Connecticut.
I was gonna say, do you think because they were in Connecticut, maybe it was like a real WWE crowd, and they were just like, eh?
Maybe to an extent. I mean, not to be that guy, but like they were like it's like a half an hour away from Stanford, so they're not like right next to it. It's pretty far away. So either way, I just think it was a bad crowd. Jay says I like the first hour as things just flowed into each other. Second hour wasn't as good. They need to up the ante with Mox and crew. Yeah, that's the thing. Overall, I like this week's episode. It's better than the other ones that we had in recent weeks where it was all talky.
I agree.
I like what's going on with Mox and crew right now. I think the ante is good for where it needs where it needs to be with the pay-per-view next week. I think after that we'll get a better idea on where it's going to go because Continental Classic is coming. Build to World's End will start. I'm assuming Cassidy's going to go away for a while, but depends how the show goes. But
no, you have to assume they're gonna take him out. They're gonna have Darby battle. They're probably gonna take Darby out. That's what I'm saying, man. And just to go back to that, I know we're on the Swerve comment, but whatever.
That's fine. That was my point. So we're good. We have a minute to talk.
For this storyline, and that's why I didn't like this Danielson the way they had Danielson lose was because from there, I didn't see the direction that everyone said that they were seeing, and even now I see it less as you guys explained it because of this whole Young Bucks storyline, because of how they have Darby already back and already into this battle. I don't see Darby as the one right now who's going to be the one who prevails at the end because it seems like he's just going to be another victim on the road until the Young Bucks come back. I don't know if that means they bring him and Orange back, if they bring Kenny back. I don't know what the deal is, but like I'm just not crazy how the whole thing kind of like I said, I would have rather Darby won, them take out Darby as the champion, this whole thing, so now everyone's upset because Danielson's gone, now Darby's gone. Then you could do this whole OC thing without Darby coming around. So now all your big top heroes are one by one falling. Then I guess, if you want to go in the direction of the Young Bucks, then you have a little more choice, but it seems like they're kind of bringing everyone back. I don't know. I'm not crazy about the storyline as far as what the end game is. I love the OC part of it. I think it makes sense.
Well, I'm okay with it, honestly, overall. I mean, I know it was sloppy in the start. I'm still mad about losing Danielson and Darby at Grand Slam, but I think they had to do this to Danielson for it to have the effect it did. You couldn't do this to Darby and it'd be the same. I don't agree with that.
I disagree because if you're trying to take over AEW, what are you saying? Sorry.
Also, to be fair, we don't know the end game yet. We're guessing.
Of course.
We're guessing it's Darby. But we don't know what it's going to be. But the whole point is they had to do it to Danielson because that was out with the old, in with the new. And, he'll be back. But again, I think it has much more weight doing it to Danielson than it would have had it with Darby beating Danielson, and then you do it to Darby.
But see, that's where I disagree with you because the whole purpose of their battle is that they don't like how AEW wrestlers are, how AEW is doing it. Why don't you take out a pillar of AEW? Why don't you take out one of the people who just got the title, huge celebration, everyone's so excited about it, and then you take him out for whatever because that's the literally the epitome of what AEW is that you're trying to destroy. Not Danielson. Danielson was literally by your side a month ago because he believes in wrestling the way you do. So that's why it never made sense to me.
No, but that's the thing. He changed along the way towards the end. Remember, he was getting mad at Claudio was getting mad at him for little things.
He changed. He changed as far as like babyface heel, but he didn't change his style. Like they're talking about specifically the style. They're talking about specifically how
it's not really the
are.
style. It's not about the style. It's about waking up the talent to become their full potential, and that is what they did by knocking Darby off the peg, manipulating him, running in, stealing his title shot away from him, and then taking that title shot and winning the belt. So now Darby feels this guilt for losing the shot and making this almost happen. So now Darby has this guilt and it's going to build back up. So I'm mad about losing the match at Grand Slam, but if I take my bias out of it, I think they did do this well. And I do think it was somewhat the plan. But
yeah, again,
way,
this isn't even
we're
about
way
losing
over
the
our
match
time,
at Grand Slam. This just, I guess I don't see it well, and I hope I'm wrong. I always say that. Whenever I think a storyline's bad, I hope I'm dead wrong. So I hope because that makes me enjoy it even more personally. So chat,
let us know who you think is more right or who you agree with more. And on that, we'll end AEW and go to commercial and come back with some WWE, double E. See you in a few.
BRB.
I hate double E.
Should've said what's been on my mind. Did I run out of time? Sit and hold you write one line to find out why. Not of time. Should've said what's been on my mind. Then you know why. Straight to move. But is it too cliche that I wanna flow this way? Will the world fall down on me? Tell me now there's one more chance to say for the last damn time.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Juice, we might as well continue the talk while we get back. We were talking a little bit about how we think, because we're still talking about the Moxley storyline and how we think it's going to end. And Juice was saying that he thinks it's going to happen at Revolution, correct?
But I changed my mind. I take that back now.
Change your mind now. All right, so what do you think is going to happen now?
Well, that's what I was looking up really quick. My whole theory was that Darby was gonna beat Mox at Revolution, the 1-year anniversary of Sting's retirement, same pay-per-view. But then I realized Revolution is now in March, and in February, where Revolution normally is Grand Slam in Australia. That's
but wasn't Revolution in March last year also? I thought Revolution was a little bit later last year.
It might have been. You're right. Either way, I still think now you do it Grand Slam Australia, bigger show, have Darby beat Mox. I think you do it there, but
we'll see.
We'll see. I don't think it's gonna be World's End. I think Mox is gonna be in the Continental Classic, but that's it. I'm done.
I really hope he's not. All right, so going to WWE talk. Big week in WWE. Very annoying week with their main storyline as usual. At this point, the Bloodline storyline, I am just seeing how bad they can go with it, and that's how I'm going to enjoy it. Because I have to keep watching it. I have to find a way to enjoy it. So it's how bad and how stupid can they go. And every time I guess, I'm wrong, and it's very interesting. So
go
ahead.
Quick pause before you go.
Ahead.
Are you have you read and / are you going to be talking about Raw spoilers here on the show for next week?
I did read Raw spoilers. I don't think we should talk about them, though.
That's fine. I just wanted to know before I.
The only problem, though, is that with the Raw spoilers, what I thought was going to happen kind of came true. So I am going to kind of talk about it a little bit, but just not what happened on the Raw after.
You know, I don't care. I just want to share for our viewers watching. But
yeah, totally
please
fine.
Continue.
So let's travel to the land of the blue and SmackDown. Sami Zayn comes out and pretty much says, like, out of nowhere, because if we remember on Raw, the last time we talked to Jay before everything happened with Crown Jewel, and we're definitely going to 3 minutes for this one, with everything that happened at Crown Jewel, that Sami was very adamant that Jay should not go. He was very adamant that he went to Crown Jewel only to help Jay, and then he got this stupid little feeling inside, and all the old feelings came back. So he goes to SmackDown, says all that crap to Roman, pretty much tells him, like, you know you feel it too, you know you want this back, you just need to do one thing, and you need to apologize to Jay. And Roman pretty much brushed him off and said, get the hell out of here. So that's how that segment ended, with Roman saying, fuck off. Done. Then we go to the end of the night with the acknowledgement ceremony for the tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. Roman comes out. They start talking. Solo says, I have my fifth man for War Games. And out comes Sami. And then just like Crown Jewel, Sami turns on Solo, joins up with Roman. They all put up the ones, and they're all reunited. And Roman didn't say a goddamn word to Jey Uso all night. So I'm very confused why Sami all of a sudden is just Team Roman, Team Bloodline, here we go, back again. So that was SmackDown. Any comments so far?
Well, this goes for everything you're going to say anyway, but like it's all unearned. Like no one's forgiving anything. No one's holding anybody accountable for anything.
Jay was unearned. This is unearned.
This is years of abuse and manipulation and pain, and everyone's just like, yeah, oos yeet. And it's frustrating, you know, and the people are eating it up. That's the crazy part. No one's shutting this down. Like everyone's just like, yay, Bloodline.
What's also confusing is it seems like everyone's main purpose or main like motivation, better word, is that this bloodline is worse than the Roman bloodline, so that's why we all have to reunite and be good guys again and help Roman.
It's ridiculous, man.
It doesn't
and
make
it's
sense.
all for the sake of War Games. It's all for the sake of War Games too. That's what makes it a mess.
So now
None
it
of
gets
it
worse. It again.
Yeah.
Surprisingly gets worse. So now we go to Raw. And Mr. Hoorah Bloodline Sami Zayn is recruiting someone for the Bloodline. So now, completely just forgotten about everything that happened, completely forgotten about it. He just told Jay to stop, and it's like, we need to find a fifth guy. I know who to talk to. Let's talk to Seth frickin' Rollins. because that makes sense. Let's talk to everyone who was against Roman, who has no reason to forgive Roman, and let's get them back on Roman's side because we need it for War Games. Ridiculous.
You know, I had a whole rant planned that I was going to do for this one, but I'm not even going to because I thought about it. I thought about this whole thing, and this is the same stuff that they do every year for War Games that they want to do, that they love and they thrive off of. The strange bedfellows and the can they coexist? How is this person on the team a wild card? And they're doing it in the women's too. So like this is what they want. This is the same thing. They want everyone to get worked up because it makes no sense.
But
like, if you go back and look at the other War Games matches they've done, it's the same thing. They put
100%.
Like I think Drew was on the Judgment Day team last year.
Yep.
Like this shit they love. So I'm not even going to rant about
100%.
it. That's it.
At least the women's one makes more sense to me because that's a common battle against the same thing, whatever. This one doesn't make sense how the teams are being formed. That's my main problem with this. So then we have Seth saying no to him. So then Solo has to, of course, take the shot. And I'm pretty sure Seth said the same thing, no to Solo. And that was that. We all kind of know where it's leading to, which is Seth is going to join them because they're going to have Bronson Reed join the other side. Like, it's very obvious that that's where it's leading to. They're not going to have Bronson. If they were going to have Bronson and Seth fight, they would already announce that match. They're avoiding announcing that for a very specific reason. Adam Pearce keeps saying, like, I gave you it already. Like, I don't want to do it again, yada, yada, yada. So this is going to be their wrap around it, where they get them both in the ring. They both join each side. They have this stupid 5-man. Why it has to be 5? I don't know. Why it can't just be 4? No idea. But it has to be funny. 5 versus 5, so that's what they're doing.
It's funny. It really does because all the NXT War Games were 4-on-4.
I don't understand.
There was one 3-on-3.
What I will say, and this might be a hot take, whatever, I don't think the goddamn Bloodline even deserves a War Game match. You want who deserves a War Game match over the Bloodline in all seriousness? The fucking Wyatt Six versus I can't think of their name now. This is embarrassing. Whatever Karen Cross's team's name is. They at least make sense that there are two teams who are trying to like destroy each other. They're both on the same side. It's not this makeshift teams that got put together. You have 6 to choose from each side, so you have plenty of opponents like made for them. All Carnage. You don't have to worry about them looking good. It's right there, and you want to make these Wyatt Six guys look great. That's a perfect place to put them, and you don't even do it. Just doesn't make sense to me.
Right there in front of us. All right. Well, I'm gonna stop this here so we can move on for this.
Yeah, time. I'm over it. All right.
You're not, but let's go.
I won't be next week. New title alert. I don't know if you heard about it. We have a new women's title incoming. United States Women's Championship. How do we feel?
Yeah, it's inevitable, but it's just going to mean nothing. Prove me wrong, but I highly doubt they will. It's one more title just not to be on a pay-per-view and drive everybody nuts. And I don't know how they're doing it, if they've announced anything yet with a field or a tournament or a battle royal. It's probably going to be another tournament. AEW has too many belts. They all have too many belts. It's all too much, honestly. But I think like the last thing I said this the other night to somebody, but whoever wins this belt needs to be someone that's never held a singles championship in WWE and
Interesting.
NXT. At least WWE main roster. Like I don't want to see anybody semi-established win this thing. The point of this belt needs to be the ones that don't get the opportunities. Now this is US, this is SmackDown roster. I know everyone was like, "Oh, give it to Mishin, give it to Candice LeRae, who technically had the Speed Championship." Like, I don't want to see.
They gave it to LeRae. I think they might go Naomi.
But I don't want it on Naomi. I don't want it on Jade or Bianca, and maybe Jade. But honestly, no. Like, don't put it on anybody that's held a singles title before. Establish this belt as the opportunity belt for the less than women on the roster that don't get those main event WrestleMania matches every year. That's what I want.
Well, that's
So,
what these belts are supposed to be. They're supposed to be the mid-card belts. So they're supposed to
yeah,
bring that to the next. So it's supposed to be for the ones who are trying to get to that next spot.
which is
And
why I don't want to see Naomi
Raw's
anywhere
going to
near.
do the Intercontinental Championship for the women too. So that's going to be another
Oh
thing
yeah,
that we have to look forward to. So it's going to be interesting. By the way, I don't know if you saw, but they've left the blue on the Intercontinental title for the men, and I now love the belt. It looks so much better.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, I liked it from the start. I didn't think it was a Jey Uso thing. Everyone thought so because blue, but it looked nice. I'm glad they left it.
All right. Don't know if you saw, Dakota Kai is back. Just really like Dakota Kai. I wanted to give her a little shout out. Looked pretty good in the ring last night. Back in her six women's tag match. So
she actually wrestled.
Yes.
Like in the match.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if she returned after or whatever.
No. She was the last partner, and she wrestled. Looked pretty good.
Okay, good.
So only reason I bring that up, besides liking Dakota Kai, is that brings us to the women's war game, where now they have their definite 4 versus 4, where you look like you have Cargill and Bianca teaming with Kairi Sane and Dakota Kai, and they're going to face the double duos of Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, and then you have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
Okay, can I say something?
Yes, you can. That's the point of the show.
Please, thank you. This match makes no fucking sense.
No, this match makes more sense than the men's match. Come on.
No, Why is okay? So the whole thing is that Bianca does not like Bayley, does not want to team up with Bayley, who's now a babyface. Yet here she is teaming up with Io, Dakota, and Kairi, the same people from the same stable, who I guess are faces now, and I must have missed that. But still, like, why are you only hating one of the 4 people in the stable? And then also you go over to the other side.
Hold on. So she doesn't trust Bayley. That's the whole part.
So why would she trust them?
Because Bayley specifically, she thinks is a snake. That's her personality. Like, it was always because Bayley was the head of everything. When they kicked Bayley out, I think, like, even that was a little testament for them. But I think this is just one of those things where, like, it's not that she trusts them and she's friendly with them. It's just like they're not Bayley, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing in this situation.
Yeah.
I think this makes more sense than recruiting Seth Rollins randomly to join Roman Reigns again.
Sorry, no, I'm not buying that. Also on the other side, then you have Nia Jax teaming up with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, who like dressed last month, and Tiffany that got all wrapped up and all that stuff with Crown Jewel. And I'm sorry, but this one is a mess. Honestly, I at least can appreciate the dumbness and the mind game of Seth Rollins on either team. But this one is just out of control. I'm sorry. This one makes no sense to me.
See, that's amazing because I'm not saying that it's good. I'm saying this one makes more sense to me than the Bloodline one, because again, they're both after their 1 versus 1 at Crown Jewel, which again, another evidence that Crown Jewel doesn't matter in storyline, because Crown Jewel is now over, and those two never really happened in the actual storyline of WWE. So that's why that's been skipped over. You're still thinking about Crown Jewel. That's your issue. That's where you went wrong, sir.
That's not my
Crown
issue.
Jewel.
You're
those
living
two
in a
didn't
different
fight,
reality.
and now they can team together and face each other. Easy.
You know, I do not accept your reality. Moving on.
Foolish. Moving on. That's your problem.
No.
You're clearly the wrong one here, not I.
No, it happened. It's a show on fucking Peacock. One money be damned. It happened. Liv's still wearing her little fucking ring, ain't she? All right, move on. I'm done. Not doing this. Let's go. Motor City Machine Guns DIY. What are they doing now?
Motor City Machine Guns DIY. Bring this up. Looks like that's the feud that's coming up. I don't know where they're bringing with this, because they always do this with Ciampa, where he's like, he's kind of like the modern day Big Show, in my opinion. He's doing so many back and forth heel turns against Gargano, with Gargano, against Gargano, with Gargano. I don't know where they're going now with him. They're having Motor City Machine Guns do like a little open challenge. Whoever is stepping up next, we want to face the best of the best. And they faced A-Town Down Under, because funny enough, you brought them up a few weeks ago. They had a title match with them. They faced them. They defended and beat them. Next week, they're facing Street Profits. And then this is all building up to a storyline where DIY is annoyed, well, specifically Ciampa, because he feels like he's getting overlooked. And he also feels like Gargano doesn't care as much because of the relationship he has with Sabin. So that's an interesting storyline that's going to, come up to a big feud, I hope, for the tag belts, which would be nice.
Hold on. All right. So that's fine. I don't hate that story. That's fine. Whatever. Roll with it. But as far as I recall, since Gargano and Ciampa have reunited on the main roster, I know you said they love teasing Ciampa always turning, but it hasn't been recently, right? As far as I can recall, Ciampa hasn't teased even a turn on Gargano since they've been together again.
No. I meant Ciampa going heel face so often, because he was heel right before he teamed with Gargano. Then he went face teaming with Gargano. Now he's going to go heel again. Depends.
I'm just trying to clear that up.
I hope they don't have him turn Gargano, but that's obviously where they're going to go if he goes heel without him. And I don't see Gargano being a good heel, so I don't know.
I don't think it's going to happen yet. And we've seen Gargano as a heel with the way in NXT, and
that's fair.
I have no interest in seeing that again, because they were a comedy heel stable.
Exactly. The way Ciampa is a heel, it won't work with Gargano, so I don't think that would work. All right, next one.
Maybe together. All right, either way.
This storyline, I don't know what's happening, man. I get pile drivers are banned move. I understand it. The fact that they had KO do one pile driver and now Orton was almost paralyzed, it seems a little bit of a stretch to me, because it was just a regular pile driver. It wasn't on the floor. It wasn't off. It wasn't elevated. Nothing. It was just a regular.
Well, Danny,
sit down pile driver.
Without getting too back deep into the reality conversation, you have to remember we are in the WWE universe at this time, and pile drivers in WWE, and I mean this, I'm not even joking.
No, I know.
WWE pile drivers mean way more in WWE than AEW pile drivers.
100%.
So I give this one a pass. I'm okay with it because they've done what they've done with pile drivers over the years, but continue.
That's fair. So this is just leading to a way to get Orton out for a little bit so KO and Cody can reignite their storyline, because there was a brief pause in the universe and for some reason they didn't fight. So now they're restarting their storyline. So that's pretty much all it came down to for that.
You know what I would do? I would put Cody on Team Bloodline. I put KO on Bloodline 2.0 because Kevin, because Owens loses his shit that Sammy and Cody are teaming with Roman, and he's so blinded and I'm not even joking. He's so blinded and mad.
You
put him with Solo
to say I 100% agree with you right now.
That'd be way better than whatever they're doing with Seth and Bronson.
100% agree with you. And this is another situation, by the way, and we've talked about this before, where I hate and love that they do this with KO, that KO's heel turn right now, to me, isn't a heel turn because he's 100% right. And his shirt that says Kevin Owens is right, I want it. He's right.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong about anything he said in his turn right now. He's 100% correct, and I hate when they make that the heel thing when it makes the most sense.
Well, there's one thing you said that's wrong. You can't want that shirt because you walking around as a Danny wearing a Kevin is right shirt is just very confusing for the general public. You can't do that, Danny. Yeah, just think about it next time.
Damn, I might get it.
You can buy a Judgment Day shirt.
Great transition. Speaking of the Judgment Day, they might be breaking up soon. So
like a day that ends in Y.
What happened?
Yeah, it's like a day that ends in Y every freaking day. Judgment Day gonna break up.
No. This time the seeds are actually being planted because you have now Dom and Finn having a very tense moment backstage where pretty much Finn called out Dom for not getting the job done. Dom called out Finn for doing something Finn couldn't and beating Damian Priest. And in his words, coming closer to the world title than Finn's been in a very long time, which is 100% accurate in my opinion. So that created a little bit of a tense situation, which led to Finn pretty much telling Dom, well, why don't you do this for the family and go team with Carlito and face the War Raiders next week to show them what the Judgment Day is all about. Which, by the way, that tag team title match has still not been announced. I guess it's going to happen at Survivor Series, the way they're building it up, but I don't know for sure.
I doubt that. It'd be great, but that'd be the first tag title match on a pay-per-view that's not WrestleMania in like years. I'm not even joking.
I'm going to assume it's a pre-show match.
They don't do pre-show matches anymore, dude.
Oh, you're right.
Like I think they did one.
But they got to
Jewel.
fill up the card with some stuff because you have the 2 War Game matches. That's fine. You're going to have Cody versus KO. That's 3 matches. Hopefully, but probably not. And I say hopefully not because I want to see it, but because it makes sense. And I'm one of those guys who think wrestlers deserve something if they're putting in the work. You should have some kind of Final Testament versus Wyatt 6 kind of thing happening there. They're probably not going to do it at Survivor Series, but you should, the way they're building it up, because they're giving it a lot of airtime. Like, they're giving the Miz a lot of airtime. They're giving all of them a lot of airtime. So it should be built up a little bit.
I only say no just because, like I said before, in the name of variety, you already have 2 multi-person matches. So whatever these other 3 matches are, should only be like one-on-ones and maybe a tag. But,
yeah, I guess, but like the whole spirit of Survivor Series is that every match was a like that's how it started, and that's what the tradition was.
You just reminded me. One quick point I wanted to bring up. I want to go back to regarding the women's War Games. The women's War Games match would have worked way better for me with the current lineup if the GMs got involved, as specifically as a Raw vs SmackDown thing, and made them the teams. Like if there was some sort of force that put them together, I would have been way more okay with it.
Yeah,
as
the
far
force is Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, bro.
No, you're not. No, you're not listening to me. Like an authority figure putting everyone in the same sandbox.
No,
Jade
I
and
am
Bianca
listening to you, and that does make sense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, Judgment Day is spelled wrong.
Speaking of which, we should probably do another spelling bee coming up soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. Little note for next week. Unfortunately, due to some work situations for both myself and Juice, there will not be a Thursday show next week. So next week will only be Tuesday. We'll do Last Point Standing on Tuesday because we got to do our predictions for AEW. So we'll do that. If we
full gear.
And sorry,
Did I scare you?
My apologies. So full gear
Man
for
behind the
sure.
curtain.
So we got to do our predictions and talk about what happened on Raw. We won't be able to talk about Dynamite, obviously, because it won't air yet by the time we do Tuesday. And then the week after that will be Thanksgiving. So back-to-back, just 1 week shows. So please join us for Tuesday and get any of your comments and opinions in. Other than that, see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great weekend.
Quick point of clarification, 1 show weeks, not 1 week shows. But yes, 1 show weeks.
Nah, what I said was right. You're out of your control tonight. See ya.
We'll be on the next 2 Tuesdays. Bye-bye.
Where the story goes, not your Romeo. door alone, bruised by the sudden change of pace. Like a feather on your shoulder, you sense her reigning grace. So it's not so bad. Let me tell you, it falls from the sky and then waves its way in. A piece of light from clouds that fades in. Front cover and fight for your life. We're all damned to hell. Turn around and let your captain save you and fight for your side. So it's not so bad. And it's not so bad. It's not so. It's not so bad. You feel the thunder in your heart. You see the lightning in your eyes. You wanna turn around and go back, start life again. So it's not so bad. Let me tell you, it falls from the sky and then waves its way in. A piece of light from clouds to face. Front cover and fight for your life. We're all damned to hell. Turn around and let your captain save you and fight for your side. So it's not so bad. And it's not so bad. It's not so. It's not so bad. Don't say yes and don't say no. And all I want is for you to say maybe so. Just one forgotten fight. We've just one last desire. Now we're so close tonight. Now we're so close tonight. When I went under a starry foreign sky, 'cause here on earth I was so damn close tonight, and I was so. And if you could stop pretending, being what you think your heart should be. Well, there's no need to remind me to think of who we were way back when. Just one forgotten fire. We've just one last desire. Now we're so close tonight. Now we're so close tonight. When I went under a starry foreign sky, 'cause here on earth I was so damn was worth for